Hey everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. Hello. I'm Rhonda, your mobility maestro. I work with enterprise organizations to bring clarity and stability to complex mobility environments, especially when things feel heavier than they should. I've been in this industry for over 15 years, and I understand the real pressure that IT and operation leaders face. There's the budget pressure, right? There's compliance pressure, and the why is this still happening pressure. When clients work with me, they're not just getting a vendor, they're getting a trusted advisor, someone who protects their time, I protect your budget, and someone who stands behind what I and my company deliver. My job isn't to make it just to make it make sense, of course. As I say every week, my job is simple. It is to make it make sense. But it's not just to make it make sense. It's to make sure it works the way it should. So, welcome to Coffee Time. Sip. And I apologize for the flickering. I am going to figure that out for next week for sure. So, over the last 5 weeks, we've been here now and we've built something intentionally, right? We've talked about clarity, we've talked about control, we've talked about protection and value, right? But structure alone does not create momentum. Structure is a foundation. Structure is good, but it does not create momentum. Intelligence does, right? So security protects the asset. We talked about that already. Optimization protects the margin, right? So you want to make sure you're not overspending. Automation protects momentum. So as you scale and you move faster equaling more money on your bottom line, you've got to protect that momentum, and automation protects that momentum. And lastly, AI accelerates the decision making process. And so instead of relying, and I'm a human, of course, I love relying on human intelligence, but human intelligence is what created artificial intelligence, and it's just faster than us, right? And so being able to rely on that faster decision making process in real time is going to be invaluable to your organization. So today we're talking about what happens when mobility moves from managed to intelligently orchestrated. That's what we want to see here. That's what we're going to be talking about. So moving right along to our next slide. And let me get a little set here. There we go. So as you see here, it says manual oversight doesn't scale. I actually thought about changing it, but then I thought I'll leave it for impact. Manual oversight, it does scale, but it scales either slowly or is going to be inefficient, and or you're throwing more bodies at it, meaning spending more money for that manual oversight to scale. And so we're looking at ways today of overcoming that, of sidestepping that, of doing something a little bit different, right? So as mobility environments scale, managed oversight becomes friction. It becomes a bottleneck. If reconciliation requires spreadsheets, performance slows down. If enforcement depends on tickets, remediation lags, right? Because you got this ticket process that's going on. And if life cycle decisions are reactive, then drift begins to drip back into your environment. Dripping. And that's really what drift does. It's a slow drip until it becomes like a water drip. It becomes a large water stain or water damage, right? So drift damage in that regard. This is not about failure, it's about maturity. The State of Managed Mobility Services 2026 research that I talk about every week, that is found in our playbook, reinforces something very important. Governance maturity is rising across enterprise environments, and that's because it is necessary, because we are scaling, because technology is moving faster than lightning, and our businesses want to be able to move at that same pace. Then we've got to have governance maturity. So by orchestration maturity, that's really the next frontier of it, right? Seeing that everything is one level. Orchestrating everything intelligently is another. So you can see everything and know that you're good to go, but when you orchestrate it intelligently, that's a whole nother level. Apologies, that is what I was trying to say there. So, we're going to talk a lot today about orchestrating intelligently. We're going to move away from manual oversight. So, operational drag, where your ticket driven workflows create friction at every layer of the environment. Performance ceiling, right? There's only so much a human being can do over a certain period of time, right? Manual reconciliation process is limited through throughput and introducing latency that compounds at scale. Elevated risk exposure. So, human dependent enforcement creates enforcement gaps, especially across distributed and multi vendor environments. What this is going to do for you by changing this is one, is going to give your people more time back. It's going to save you from overtime. And if you're not paying them overtime, but they're working overtime, it's going to give them a quality of life back. Maybe give them their afternoons back and give them, or evenings back and give them their weekends back, right? It's also going to create some structure for you and security for you and your environment. So this is uber important. And like I continue to try to stress, there is a difference between visibility and intelligence. Like right now, you can hear me, but you can't really see me. And hopefully, I'm still providing a value to you. So, this really speaks to my point. There's a difference between visibility and intelligence. Visibility tells you what happened, right? So, you can see me, you can see the outline of what I'm wearing, my makeup, my hair, right? That's what visibility tells you, but intelligence tells you what to do next. So you got to listen to what I'm saying to get the food, the meat, the sustenance, and that's where automation and AI begin to matter. It's the meat, it's the sustenance, it's the thing that tells you what to do next, and not just tells you what to do, but tells you quickly and intelligently, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide, because as I always aim to do is to get you out of here in 15 to 20 minutes. So the next slide, we talk about intelligent mobility at scale. Intelligent mobility environments don't just automate tasks, right? They surface insight. AI can detect usage patterns across thousands of endpoints. It can identify life cycle timing anomalies early, and it can flag drift before it becomes budget leakage, right? And at that point, you've got the big water stain. So these are things that AI can do for you. It does not replace governance because you create the governance. It strengthens that governance that you create. So, not removing human oversight, we're enhancing decision quality, and that's intelligence at scale. Okay. So the next slide is about AI as a decision accelerator. At enterprise scale, humans can't see every pattern, which is what I said a few minutes ago, right? We can't do everything. We can't move as fast as AI. We can't see every pattern. And if we can, it's definitely and not in real time, as in research. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you want to move faster and you want to scale, you have to embrace AI. And because just because humans can't see every pattern doesn't mean that your business can't, because your business leveraging AI can see every pattern. So you're talking about predictive life cycle optimization, proactive anomaly identification, automated enforcement validation. So these are huge, right? An anomaly caught right as it happens is huge. Optimizing your life cycle for not only saving you time, but energy and protecting your environment. And then automated enforcement validation, so that those things, those rules that you put in place aren't just rules that are sitting there, but they're being enforced. And this isn't futuristic, it's operational maturity. And when automation and AI are layered correctly into structured governance, performance accelerates, right? I want to share a real life example with you. Let me come on full screen and I'll sit still so you can see me. So, a real life example that I would like to share with you is where we, DMI, the company that I work for, worked with a large insurance company, a growing organization with increasing mobility complexity. And I would not say that anything was broken, but there were some opportunities to optimize. Administrative burden was high, and visibility gaps were consuming valuable time. So, by centralizing management and improving life cycle government, we reduced mobility administration by 63 hours per month. So, like I said, you're giving putting overtime back in your company's pocket, or you're giving your employees at least their evenings back and giving them their weekends back. That time was returned and it was strategic work. It improved visibility. Better device options for your employees were there. There was more structured oversight and not the chaos of we've got 10,000 employees and 10,000 devices, and we don't know who has what and who's due for a refresh and who's overspending and who's making unauthorized international calls. That all goes away. And across all of our mobility engagements, DMI has helped organizations realize over $36.3 million in savings in the last 24 months. That's not theory, that is real, measurable impact. Okay, let's move right along to the next slide. So we're going to talk about mobility intelligent workflow brief. I like to call it my intelligent workflow and AI readiness brief. And I've been offering this every week. All you need to do is scan that QR code and get on my calendar. In this conference, if this conversation that I've been having with you today, or me speaking to you or preaching to you, is if it resonates even slightly, here's what I'm offering: a 15-minute intelligent workflow and AI readiness brief. It's not a demo, it's not a sales pitch, it's a structured pressure test. It's 15 minutes. In that 15 minutes, we're going to assess where manual oversight still exists in your organization, where automation could strengthen enforcement, where AI insight could unlock performance. Hello. And where orchestration could drive measurable value. By the end of the conversation, you'll know one of two things. Either you're structurally optimized, which I hope is the case, or there's an opportunity that's quietly sitting inside of the system for you to gain more clarity and to optimize structurally. Either either outcome is going to be clarity for you. Because if we take that opportunity and we make the most of it, either outcome is going to end in clarity for your organization. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Clarity builds confidence, right? And control builds defensibility. Protection ensures stability. Value creates advantage. These are all things we've been talking about week after week. Automation protects momentum, and intelligence accelerates it. So let's protect momentum. Let's accelerate it with intelligence. But none of that matters if you don't have someone helping you navigate it with care. When you work with me, you're working with someone who takes ownership. I am someone who understands the unique challenges of enterprise mobility. I'm someone who understands the unique challenges, and I look for cost and time savings. Like it's my own budget on my own line. Like I'm looking after your budget as if it were mine. And someone who delivers on the promises that we as an organization make to your organization. So I don't just make it make sense. I help make it work reliably. I'd love to work with you. I'd love for you to get on my calendar. It's important for you to get on my calendar. You have nothing to lose to do this 15-minute assessment with me. As I mentioned, the outcome in either scenario is clarity. So take a minute before we close out here and scan that QR code. Get on my calendar. Oh, and lastly, I want to make sure that I continue to mention that the insights that are shared on these weekly, I'm trying to stand still so it doesn't flicker like that. Apologies. But the insight that's been shared with you on these weekly coffee times has been gleaned from our State of Managed Mobility Playbook, which is also a downloadable, chock full of information guide that I can share with you. All you need to do is scan that QR code, get on my calendar, or you can always drop a note in the comments saying that you'd like the playbook. Just drop playbook in the comment and I'll get you a downloadable copy of that playbook. I look forward to talking to you. I look forward to working with you on that assessment. And until next week, sips up. Bye now. Thank you for your time. Scan that QR code.